Okay, so here we are on my squeaky stool, and everyone needs a squeaky stool. A squeaky stool is just a stool that is about a little bit lower than your knee height. When you sit in it, you kind of want vertical femurs, and it needs to be flat and firm. Okay, so you can use the side of a chair if it's a flat chair, that'll work just fine. And today we're going to do hip dissociations. So what is a hip dissociation? Well, a lot of people think that their pelvis is like a stuck tight ring that's sort of clamped and you need to keep still in order to not have a hip drop, where the reality is you want a dynamic, relaxed, flexible, empowered pelvis. And you use your pelvis to amplify movement through your feet, to set up a strong, stable spine, to decompress your spine. Your spine should float out of a relaxed, competent pelvis. And hip dissociations is one of the ways we really learn to open up, relax our pelvis, rehabilitate our pelvic floor. If I put my hands on my hips, between my hands are 36 different muscles, and they need to play like a symphony or an orchestra and not be clamped, held, and tight. So this is fantastic if you've had big falls, Humpty Dumptys, if you've sort of landed hard on your hip, if you have sacroiliac problems, pelvic floor problems, tailbone or coccyx injuries, breathing problems, all of the above. It's a fantastic. If you find that when you do backward walking, you constantly your belly button's going the wrong way around, or if you try and do happy hip hacks or crocodile crawls or work on your contralateral gait and you keep going back into sort of reflex gait patterns, which are kind of the wrong way around, you might find that you're really stuck or caught behind your hip. So for anyone with labrum tears, femoral neck injuries, pelvic stress fractures, sacroiliac joints, low back pain, this one is for you. Now, this comes with a government health warning, okay? Well, not a government health warning, we don't listen to those. This comes with a health warning. You want to be very careful. It's a very powerful exercise. So generally speaking, for most people, you're going to want to go, oh my God, I want to dive in, that's me. Make sure you've done some backward walking to sort of soften up and open up and create structural context in your pelvis. Also make sure that you understand about breathing. If you have a very stuck pelvis, it's almost a certainty you've got a reciprocal breathing pattern. So you have to understand breathing in, big belly, ribs up, diaphragm down, which we will practice in this move. And then breathing out, and you should have that rounding and arching and breathing dialed, and you should understand what contralateral movement or why you're backward walking, and you should be practicing backward walking. The other sort of notion of it, because that'll soften you up and set you for competence so you understand what the hell it is that we're doing now. And the other thing is if we're really going to open you up, then you want to go forward in the correct walking pattern and know what to do with the grand opening. Okay, so this can often make you feel very calm, grounded, sort of drop you down. If this is your base chakra, if you're into chakras and things, so it's grounded, open, it'll drop the tone and pitch of your voice, your shoulders will relax, your diaphragm comes down. Then please don't run around messing it up. Understand that, this is all about hips to heels, working with your breathing pattern, the synergy of being calm, relaxed. Okay, this is not to be paired with 4-foot running or engaged core, and don't get caught in two worlds. Decide whether I want a relaxed, empowered pelvis or do I want a tight pelvis. Or we will contract and relax your transverse abdominis, contract and relax your pelvic floor and let go. Then you need to live calm and let go. You can't then decide, okay, well, I'm going to walk around with an engaged pelvic floor all the time and then open it up and then engage it, then open it up and engage it. That's not going to work. You have to sort of be of the mindset that I want to walk around with little or no tension. I want to learn to trust my bones and joints. I want to have an empowered, dynamic pelvis. Okay, that's the health warning before. So the setup's reasonably simple. It's not that simple. I'm going to sit on one sit bone. So you have, the sit bone's the bone that you sit on. And I'm going to put this knee, here we go, hello. We're going to put this knee behind my hip. So my knee is in extension. And note that I'm on the top of my foot. Okay? So my foot is open and I'm on the tops of my foot. Now, yes, you might cramp and your calf might cramp and your foot might cramp. It's just something you've got to work through. Now, I'm leaning over to one side so that I don't fall off. It's totally okay to hold on in the beginning. You might find I can't lean like this. The very important thing is my chest or my prime or my solar plexus is pointing this direction. Okay, so if I square off, this is the direction of my femur. Okay, I am not facing the same way as my femur. this knee is behind me, I have contralateral movement or equal and opposite movement. I am looking this way. So I'm going to actually turn around a little bit in the camera so I can sort of face you. Right. So this is the setup. If you're holding on, just lean over, head over the foot that's about to land is not a bad idea. Length through your QLs, length through your psoas, extension through your hip. This is fantastic for people with back spasm, tight psoas. Instead of hip hooking your psoas, this is how you should resolve it. Okay. So what we do is we breathe in and go through this slowly and make sure you're doing this the right way around. Many people will be stuck in reciprocal breathing patterns, reciprocal hip patterns, and you'll do this exercise exactly the wrong way around. If that's you, don't get anxious or upset about it. Just realize, oh wow, big upside. And then understand what it means to move sort of the right way around, and then make sure that you empower your hips with a happy hip hack, resisted walking or backward walking, so that you take this gift through with you into life. Okay, so I'm going to take a deep breath in. My chest is going to get bigger. My belly is going to get bigger because the diaphragm is drawing down. If I'm not sure, I can gently pinch my nose, and everyone just blocks their nose gently. Sort of 25-30% pinch your nose and breathe in through your nose. And you'll find your belly expands, and now your diaphragm's contracting. I'm going to arch my back, and I'm going to gently sort of extend my knees. So it's almost like I'm pressing the earth away with the top of my foot. So I'm now rotating more. My back is arched, my ribs are up, and I have a big belly. I'm going to make sure that my neck is relaxed. And then I'm going to breathe out. And as I breathe out, I'm going to basically bring my ribs down, engage my core, roll my pelvis back. This hip's going to come up, and I'm going to square off to the front, which is probably where you started. Okay, so breathe out. Everything in the front is engaged. Breathing in, belly expands, ribs go up, back arches, knee goes back into extension. We're arching to breathe in, and we're rounding and squaring off to breathe out. Now, many of you have been taught to run in this position, but this is where running opens up. Letting go. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Breathing out, round, knee up, ribs down, stomach engaged, hip up. There's a lot going on. Breathing in, everything in the front gets bigger, expands, and opens up. It's okay if your back contracts a little bit. You should feel like a drawn bow. Breathing out. The back relaxes, everything in the front rounds out, and I'm kind of rounded. You only have to do about 3 to 5 repetitions on either side, and then we're going to swap sides. Okay? So knee behind hip on the top of your foot. I'm leaning over. My body is rotated through here. Okay? Not in line with, in the relaxed position with equal and opposite, you should fall into this position. If you're not comfortable in this position, you can't sit on this one hip, you got work to do. But you might find you want to level your pelvis. If your pelvis is uptight and throws you over, and you sitting here going, oh God, I can't be in this position. Okay, so it takes a while. And that's why I say, if you walk backwards a bit and practice and open up your hips, you can find that it's totally okay to sit in this position. And again, breathing in, I'm extending my leg, my knees going down, I'm kind of happy hip hacking if I want to. My shoulders going away from my hips, length through this QL and psoas and the iliacus. And breathing out, ribs come down, core engages, we bellows, we're squeezing all the air out. You can gently engage your pelvic floor, okay? Try not to contract your adductors and glutes with your pelvic floor, just your pelvic floor. And then breathing in, length, you can roll your shoulders, relax your shoulders out. Happy hip hack if you want to. Breathing out, round, down. And again, the breaths are slow, move softly. Try not to move with muscular tension. Think bones, not muscles. Unwind your neck. It's a very calm, relaxed, secure, balanced, slow, soft, organic movement. Okay. You can stand up and walk around, and you might feel that you feel pretty heavy, or your feet feel pretty heavy on the ground, but your hips should be a sense of your hips are underneath you, and your chest should open up, and your breath should open up, and your shoulders should be down and relaxed. Okay. Now, so what you want to do, often if you had to do this before a run, you can feel very sort of open, almost heavy, because again, it's going to ground you, it's going to open up and relax your pelvic floor, but make it stronger and more powerful, right? So you might want to then do resisted walking, or do some happy hip hacks, or do some skipping to try and translate this newfound range of motion into moving forward. And again, if you suffer from quite a lot of sacroiliac pain and this makes it worse, or if you've got low back pain or pain anywhere in this region and this kind of makes it worse, or you can't relax into it, then you need to take a step back. And the step back would be practice just rounding and arching, lying on your back. And then practice rounding and arching, kneeling, and then practice rounding and arching, standing. Okay, and breathing. Breathing in and arching, breathing out and rounding. You should be doing that every day anyway. And then you can practice contralateral hip movements and gentle happy hip hacking and gentle backward walking with your contralateral patterns. And then once those are pain-free and you have more confidence, you can come back and see if you can unlock the door with this. A very, very powerful movement, very, very good for you and great for if you've done long haul traveling, if you sit all day long, if you cycle a lot, if you've had surgery in your pelvis or lower back region, all of the above. Okay, so enjoy it. That's hip dissociations. You can do 2 rounds. So the first time, 5 breaths on the one side, 5 breaths on then 3 breaths. But this is powerful stuff, so be careful, be gentle, respect yourself, don't rush. Play the cards that you've been dealt with and do what you can in the moment to set yourself up for a better future. You got this, you're totally worth it. Remember to like yourself, subscribe to yourself, and download whatever. Oh yeah, hit notifications so when the universe talks, you listen and you get notifications. Okay, take care everyone, move well, and welcome to the world of relaxed and awesome.